This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Deyvis Ferreira, Margaret, Big C, Bennett Williamson, Dylan C, Hannah Green, Noralia, Jordan Gower, Geof Searles, Erik Reed, Greysin Ishara, Ashlee Bradley, and Laura Lewis. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Logain M and Andrew Wagner to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. We really, truly appreciate it. In this episode, we are talking about chapters 20 and 21 of The Gathering Storm.
Yeah, chapter 20 is On a Broken Road, and chapter 21 is Embers and Ash.
Yeah, so I was like, ooh, good, we're catching up with Matt. And then that's literally the entire chapter.
Yeah.
That's all that happens.
Yep.
Like, he literally gets to a village.
Well, no, they're like they're inside of the village, and like they'll get there probably next chapter, but they're not at the village.
No,
they're not
what
there.
I'm saying is like they're like almost there.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
And then the second chapter, Perrin goes to the Wolf Dream and then leaves.
Yeah.
And then Fail attends a secret funeral.
Yeah.
And that's it. And now you don't have to listen to the rest of this episode.
There you go, did it.
Because that's it.
Nailed it.
That's all that happened.
Now we're good to
We're
continue.
just good to move on.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So with that being said, well, I was going to say, because we got this. Okay, so here's the thing. I wasn't going to bring up this one as a fun fact, because it's kind of fun fact adjacent. It's got more to do with like fan opinions. But then I decided, why not? We're gonna do this. Yeah,
we
so
can do whatever we want.
This is the first chapter that we get to see Matt, like in the Gathering Storm.
Oh, is it? The first time?
Yeah.
Was he in the prologue?
No.
No.
Yeah.
No Matt.
So
in this book so far, really?
Yeah, and it's the very first occurrence of Sanderson also
all the books
writing
are just blending
Matt.
together for me at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the issue is that it literally starts with Matt saying, "Women are like mules."
I know, it's bad.
Okay.
His ranting about how much he can't stand women.
Yeah.
It's off-putting.
Not for you?
It went on
Okay.
for a little too long.
Well, here's the fun
Matt?
fact. So this scene with Matt going on a little
Except
rant.
they think they're prized mares.
Yeah, when in fact
but they're
not.
And they're cheaters.
Yeah.
At dice. And then they say, those are the rules. It goes on so long.
It's like 3 pages. And it's literally some people's least favorite scene in the entire series.
I could
There is
that.
a lot of online discourse about how much people hate it. Like, hate it, no good, don't like it.
Yeah.
And there's not so much on the opposite end of the spectrum where people are like, oh, I love this scene.
No, who loves this?
Well, some people are like neutral, or they don't think twice about it.
Yeah.
And even with Matt's thoughts, like somewhat,
I get it.
There's argument to be said. Like I read a lot of relevant threads about why people don't like the scene, and there are some legitimate criticisms. And there's a lot more nuance to it versus, like, Matt being a misogynistic, dickhead. And
I was going to say asshole, but,
Yeah.
Or.
And some people argue that it's totally not in Matt's character to even have these thoughts. And I would probably argue against that.
No, I would argue against that. He's normally like, women.
Yeah.
So complex.
So.
And then we, move on.
Yeah, I'm actually curious to hear some people's opinions of this in the Discord. I think it is a interesting conversation, at least. But one thing that was sometimes pointed out is that Matt has, like, the 2-page long monologue about this, with Talmanis kind of, like, interjecting a few times.
Yeah.
But what he's saying isn't necessarily that far out of range of what he normally thinks, but that's the thing, is that he usually keeps all this kind of thing in his own head in the internal, like, dialogue.
Okay, yeah.
And he doesn't say that out loud, because Matt's character is typically summarized as, like, the thinks one thing, says another, and then does another thing.
Yeah.
And he talks all these thoughts out.
Right.
And it's not good. And Brandon Sanderson actually opened up to the fans and has stated that he had some trouble writing Matt and finding his voice for the character, and he heard a lot of backlash, specifically starting with this scene, as to why he was struggling with Matt. So, but I mean, yeah, if you want to weigh in, you said not the best, but
if we're ever gonna see Matt really not understanding women or his relationship with women, it's him coming to terms with being married.
Yes.
Because this is the first time we really see him. Oh no, maybe we've seen him other times. I feel like maybe we've definitely seen, like, Rand seeing him.
Sure.
So I don't really know. But if this is the first time we see Matt after he's married, technically.
Okay.
Like, he's having some trauma response to
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Because he's not really this, like,
Yeah.
marrying guy.
Some people have said this, I don't want to call it a conversation, this dialogue would be better from Matt's perspective.
Monologue.
The monologue.
Yeah.
If it was Matt directing more thoughts about Tuon versus, like, generalizing all women.
Well, I don't think he wants to rag on Tuon.
Yeah, I know.
He really does seem to like her.
He's having a tough time.
He is.
So, yeah.
But while reading, I was like, oh, he's still talking.
Yeah.
Oh, he's still going on.
It's a new analogy or metaphor or whatever.
It's the same extended analogy.
Yeah.
So, while I can see both points, I didn't love it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Fair enough, but okay, let's get into it then, right?
Okay. No, that's an interesting fact. I liked it.
Yeah.
So, chapter 20, On a Broken Road, and the chapter symbol's the 5 dice for Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are with Matt and his band and his whole crew riding down this ancient broken roadway.
Yeah, they're on a broken road.
Yeah.
That's what they're on.
Now, are we in Mirandy? I was trying to figure it out with some of the little things that he was saying.
Yeah.
We're like on our way to Camelin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically where they're.
We haven't crossed into Andor, but okay.
No, we're not in Andor yet. We're still somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Because that's basically
the middle
Mirandy.
of nowhere.
Yeah.
We got a really good map maker.
Yeah.
Who is...
Master Roydell. Yeah.
Yeah, making Vannon maybe a little jelly.
Yeah, which is,
a little insecure in his position.
we can talk about that too, but
yeah.
I mean...
And another rag on Matt. Stop calling Vannon fat.
Oh, yeah, it's Fat Vannon.
Fat Vannon. Oh, that guy's so overweight. Oh, that guy looks so weird on a horse because he's so fat. Oh, that guy's so fat. Like, oh, man.
That's
Matt.
the thing about Vannon, see?
We certainly get it.
Yeah.
Matt thinks Vannon is fat.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think everyone does. Maybe even Vannon, but, he's got his little map board on his horse too, so he's not so big that he can't have that on the horse as well. That's good, right, I guess?
Yeah, just Matt is pointing it out
a
little
too much. A little too much. Yeah, as for this whole map maker thing, it is kind of funny too, because the guy's really good at maps and map making, but then Vannon is maybe jealous, like you said, because, he's going to take my position of, like, scouting.
Yeah, but the map maker is like a scholar who's not a good guide.
Yeah,
right?
But I mean, there is something to be said with maybe this guy is really good at traveling the countryside. How did he make all those maps?
Yeah.
Did he make them from other maps, or was he, like, out there scouting and looking at stuff and then making said maps? I don't know.
Might have been.
I don't really know a lot about map making.
No, me neither.
And when I say a lot, I mean I don't know anything about
cartography.
Yeah,
I know that word.
I'm going to draw the coastline as I sail my ship past it. It's just a straight line. Oh, no, it's going in a little bit. Okay. So that mountain looks like a goat.
Right. Okay. Now, we get this entire thing about how women are just impossible.
Oh, we're going to go back to that. Okay,
and
sure.
we're going to skip over it.
Okay.
Because that's what's happening right now.
Can we appreciate Talmanis's, like, absolute dry responses to everything Matt's saying?
Yeah. And
yes.
Nefarious creatures indeed.
Of course, Matt, yes. You've said this. Oh, you're saying it again. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Still
yep.
on. Yep.
You certainly know. Well, especially when he says, I'm not going to give up drinking and gambling, though.
Oh, that's great.
Later. And then Talmatis is like, yeah, you've said that actually.
Yeah, you said, and he does a really good impression. He's like, give me my drink and my gambling, and where's my drink? And I'm gonna go gamble for it or something. Does someone want to bet me for it? He does a good impression of Matt.
It's funny.
So. Yeah,
without smiling though. And then at one point, Matt's like, "Are you making fun of me, man?"
He's like, never wouldn't do that.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, okay." Phew, I thought you were making fun of me.
Yeah, it's good. There's some, like, dry wit humor. I like it. It's fine.
Yeah. Now, we do want to find out where the heck we are exactly.
Right.
And then this is where Vannon comes into play. They're looking at the map. He's riding off. He comes back.
Yeah.
And we're looking at some mountains, trying to figure out what's what. And
it's also funny because Vannon's doing the thing that I do. I just think of our, like, trips to Banff where they're like, yes, this mountain is whatever name of the mountain. Can't you see?
Yeah.
And it's like from a different angle. It's like, I don't know what any of these mountains look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been on the same tour twice in Banff and they told us all the mountains.
Yeah, the
and it's like,
ride
I don't
that
know.
we go on in the winter when we go to Banff. Yes.
I got no clue.
Yeah.
And Vannon, he's like, maybe it's this
like,
mountain. No, it's that one.
This one is Sleeping Buffalo.
Yeah,
because from the other side, it looks like... Sleeping bubble.
That's not helpful.
From this side, it doesn't.
It looks like
though.
a mountain.
Yeah.
Which is very similar to that mountain.
Right.
And all these other mountains.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Vanon's being like pretty real. Like he's trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
He has some ideas.
Yeah.
So this is when Vanon goes off to like try and scout out a village.
Yeah.
Because if the place that he thinks they're at is where in fact they are, then there should be a village up ahead in the distance. Maybe you can see it.
Okay. So at this point, we have Matt being super negative about not just women, but everything. Like he's just won this whole battle.
Yeah, like multiple battles and
thing.
Yep.
His entire plan went forth flawlessly.
Yeah.
They've done everything they wanted to do, and he's still feeling super negative about it.
Yeah.
Because, he did lose soldiers and he doesn't want to lose anybody, but Talmanis is like, I don't know, I think this was pretty good. Yeah,
because he's like, hey, we won the battles, we have money, we have food. Like, that's basically as good as it gets in the life of soldiers.
Yeah.
That's all we're looking for here.
Yeah. And Matt's like, I didn't want to even have to fight any of it.
Yeah, and we get it like the traditional back and forth. He's like, I don't like to fight. And he's like, well, why do you fight so often? He's like, but I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the typical
Matt
on
stuff.
Edge. Yeah, he is.
And then he starts thinking about Tuon and his marriage and the fact that he's now Prince of the Ravens.
Yeah, what the heck does that mean?
Does Tuon even really love him?
Ugh, right? Because who knows? Like, it could be a weird Shanshan political thing, and like maybe it's not true love. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except she was thinking about him last chapter.
That's true. And she was like, hey, Matt, don't dig yourself into a bigger hole.
Yeah.
And he's like digging away as much as he can right now.
Right. Should I have let her go? Is she even safe right now?
Right, because assassination plots.
Yeah, but Talmanis is like, she literally has Ogier bodyguards.
Yeah, I love it. He's like, and that's so cool.
No, I didn't think he said it was cool. I thought he said, who would think of such a thing?
Yeah, as in like, oh, it's so cool.
Oh, I didn't think it was cool.
Oh, I think everyone thinks it's pretty cool.
I don't think it's cool. I think it's sad.
Why?
Because that's not what the Ogier are for.
They like chopping down trees and they like chopping down people.
Not our Ogiers.
Right.
Only those scary ones.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Okay. All right, yeah. Plus the whole Death Watch guards thing, and probably that big guy, Kareed, wouldn't have been like, okay, that's cool. She doesn't have to come with me.
Yeah.
Like, probably not the way he's going to react to the whole...
No.
Yeah, if he actually tried to keep her. So, anyways, but yeah, that's Talmanis picking up that Matt's being kind of weird. Husbandly, right?
What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know. Probably just that you're caring.
Probably.
For her.
Ooh, I got a pop quiz for you because there's like a little side thought that Matt has that he's like, ooh, I hope I don't start seeing omens and everything. Just like the whole, he was jumping at an owl hooting twice.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the omen means for an owl hooting twice?
Someone's gonna die.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Death.
My favorite
Most
omen
omens.
that he's like, am I gonna start looking for omens every time a horse farts?
Yeah.
Like every time a horse breaks wind.
Oh man.
I laughed out loud. And then
that could have been my next horse fact. Oh shoot.
Farting horses?
Something about horse farts.
And omens.
I don't know.
Specifically.
Yep.
It's a lot of stuff coming at me right now.
Yeah. Anyways, riveting chapter. Lots to talk.
Oh, so much. Horse farts.
Lots to go through here.
Okay, but now Matt wants to know, hey, Talmanis, have you ever loved a woman? And he's like, yep, but I've never married any of them because heck no.
Ah.
I mean, good for you, though, on your marriage, Matt. I'm certain it'll work out just fine.
Hey, I'm going to get distracted here. You want to hear a fun fact about horse farts?
Not really. Not at all, actually.
Okay. Horses fart so much because their diet is mostly plant-based and their fibrous food gets digested through fermentation in the back half of their digestive tract. Elephants and rhinos also do this.
Oh, that's a lot of methane.
It's a pretty good fact.
So what's the omen?
Don't be around it because
No.
smells bad.
Omen, it has to be something completely unrelated.
Oh.
A horse farts, then what happens in the world?
Oh, child dies.
And
it's like, why are you letting...
No, because there's so many. That's a lot. I would say no. It's more of like a horoscope type situation. Like a horse farts and I have a big decision to make. You know, like from last time?
Yeah.
And I take the easy decision.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that better.
I do the thing that I do less work.
Okay.
For.
Yeah, that's good too.
That's my omen when a horse farts.
Yours is fine. I guess mine's fine too. Like we both had fine ideas.
Yeah. I don't. You went straight to children dying. I don't understand.
I don't know. I didn't really understand the game.
Oh my god. Oh goodness. Okay. Now the conversation does go on and on and on about this. However, Talmanis does his best to ease Matt's trepidations about being married.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
And also, like, is she okay and alive?
Well, also that, but mostly just the whole married thing.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I've gone soft, I'm married now. And Talmanis is like, nobody thinks that.
Yeah.
Some of the great captains are married, like Bashir.
Yeah.
And Ideralda.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks they're soft.
Right.
Boring, though.
Boring, yeah. There is a pretty, and
boring.
this is where we get that good Matt Cawthon drinking and gambling impression. Because I'm gonna keep drinking, I'm gonna keep gambling, and doing those things. I mean, that's the lead-in for the end of this chapter too, because Matt's like, "Hey, we're gonna go drinking and gambling."
Yes.
So there is a little bit of a tie-in there. It's not for nothing.
Sure. Now Vannon is gonna ride back and is like, "Okay, it is what I think it is, and there's a town called Hinderstop."
Hinderstop.
Now that's gotta be a real... That sounds like a real place.
Probably.
I feel like Hinderstop has gotta be a real place.
It's either like German or like Norwegian or something.
Austria, yeah. Like it's gotta be somewhere in there.
If I type in Hinderstop, Austria, it's probably gonna come up.
But then right on cue, 3 Aes Sedai ride up with Jolene leading the way.
Yeah.
And now something interesting happened.
Did it?
I went through my notebook and I realized I've never made a list of Matt's crew.
Oh.
I've never written down
Really?
who's with Matt. Never. And if I have, it's not in this notebook.
Okay. Like of who's all here?
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like that's anything that... Okay.
Okay, but because I was trying to remember, there were 2 that were previously Damani and 1 that wasn't.
Yeah.
And I want to write it down. I want it here now. So
okay,
I need
let's
your
do it.
help.
Yeah.
So recap for me and for everyone.
So we've got Jolene, who's the green, who's just the one that Matt paddled, has not been collared.
Matt paddled.
Yeah.
Basically spanked the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Beat her up.
She has not been collared.
Okay.
Because she's got warders, and that's part of the reason why she didn't get captured.
Damani.
Yeah.
Warders.
Right.
Okay, so that means that
Teslin's the red.
Right, because Tesla and
Edison. Edicina.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Were Damani.
Yeah, Edison is the yellow, Teslin's the red. And Teslin is actually like the most respectful and appreciative towards Matt out of the 3 of them.
Right. Which is interesting because she's a red.
Yeah.
But I guess Matt can't channel. She probably wouldn't like Matt if he could channel. Because she's a red, right?
I mean, maybe, yeah.
But she also just doesn't like men. That's the whole thing.
That's their thing. That's their
shtick.
Exactly. There is a place
Did you Google it?
Well, I mean, there's a place in Germany called Hinter der Schule. School.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's not quite the same, but it starts with Hinter.
Mm-hmm.
That's something.
Yeah. I wonder what it means.
I don't know.
Okay, but no time for that.
Yeah.
We've got to get back to my notes.
Right, okay. Yeah.
So Teslin and Jolene were originally sent to Ebudar by Elida as some like weird punishment.
Yeah, exactly.
And they weren't sharing information with Elida as a way to like get back at her.
Yes, their plan was, we're not going to do anything, and that kind of falls within their, I don't know, way to get around doing the thing they were sent there to do.
Right,
it's just like, we're going to do nothing.
Right. Okay, now then Teslin gets taken as Damani, and Jolene escapes.
Yeah.
But then in the process of Jolene wanting Teslin to be free, Matt also rescues Edicina.
Yeah, because I think
that's how she joins in.
Teslin was like, hey, there's also another one, and we're not leaving her. We have to go and get her, too.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there are the previous Suldam who are also with Matt.
Yep, which is Bethamin and Seta.
And also Renna, but
dead.
She's dead now.
Renna's dead.
Okay. Bethamin and Seta.
Yep.
They were previous Suldam, but now they're learning to channel.
Exactly.
Okay. And then we did have Renna, but now she's dead AF.
Yes, that's correct.
That was one of my favorite scenes from whatever book that was in.
Yeah. And then we've also got Setala Nan here.
Oh, yeah, she's there too.
Yep.
I did not spell that correctly, I'm sure.
Setale.
That is not it. I put 2 T's instead of 2 L's.
Okay.
Whatever. Setale, I wrote.
Yeah.
That's okay. Another L in there.
Yep.
Whatever.
This is all going to become relevant on who's here, because that actually leads into the next part of this whole... There's like a 3-page argument that breaks out here between...
A huge one. I actually think it's kind of funny. It's kind of interesting. It's the most interesting part.
Okay. Yeah, so we can break it down a little bit then. That's fine. So it starts by saying, hey, how far away from Camelin are we? Because that's where they're going.
Yeah, we want to go to Camelin, and we are sick of it. We're
Yes.
sick of riding with you. We're sick of being with you. We want to get there.
Yeah, so they're like, okay, how far away are we? So we get a breakdown that they're about 200 leagues, which at the speed that the band can travel, it's going to take probably a little bit over 20 days to get there, because traveling with an army is obviously going to be a lot slower than just like one person like Vannon, for example, who's doing the talking here, actually going out and riding by himself with like a couple of horses. So Vannon says, okay, well, it's going to be about 20 days for the army, but if it was just me, I could probably do it in about half the time.
Yeah.
And that's the beginning of this kind of argument, because then Jolene's like makes eyes at Matt, and he's like, we're not leaving the band. Like, I'm not just...
She's like, I want to go. I want to go faster.
Yeah. And it's like, well, no, we're not doing that. And then Matt says, well, you can go anytime you want to go. Like, you're not prisoner. Technically, you're not allowed to go back towards Abu Dar or the Shanshan, because, like, I don't know, he doesn't want that on conscience.
Well,
but...
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like,
they
why
also
why
could
would
do whatever the hell they want at this point.
I know, right?
Realistically.
So, yeah. So Jolene's like, okay, fine, give me 24 horses and we'll be out of here. And she kind of just like throws this at him.
Well, not 24. It says 20.
No, it's 24.
No, what?
Yeah, no, I have it.
No.
Very well.
Okay,
Yeah.
No, hold on.
Whoa.
Hold
okay,
on,
do we have a...
Because in the audiobook, it's for sure 20.
Okay, my book for sure said 24.
Okay, hold on. We got to figure this out.
Okay.
All right, so we just had to do our math.
Yeah, we did it.
And read through, and we found some changes.
We did, yeah.
So my book and the audiobook are from the first edition of this book.
And I have not that.
No, you have like the brand new one.
Yeah.
Where even the...
With the boring covers.
Well, and it says something about the Prime Video...
Yeah, it does.
...show.
It's got the stamp on it.
Yeah, so that's like new. Okay.
So we can get into it, because they actually break down the math in the conversation. So
right, okay.
You read it and I'll interject.
Jolene says, prepare for us, say, 20 mounts and we shall be off. 20, Matt asked.
Yeah, and for me it's 24 because she asked for 24.
Yeah, and he says 24.
Yeah.
Okay, so then they have a back and forth, and then it reads, 2 each for Edicina and myself, Jolene said stiffly. 2 each for the former Suldam. You don't presume that I'm gonna leave them behind to be corrupted by your little band here?
Yeah, and that's where the mistake comes in, because mine says 2 each for Edicina, me, and my warders.
Right, because she's got warders who obviously would go with her and need horses.
She's got Blairic and Fence, so that's the discrepancy. So mine says 2 warders and 2 Suldam. Matt says that's 12 horses.
Okay. Because what I have here is 2 Suldam, said Matt, ignoring the barb. That's 8 horses.
Yeah, different.
And so even ignoring the barb is gone in yours.
Yeah.
And then it says 2 for Satal. I assume she'll want to be away from all this with us. 10.
Yeah, and I'm at 14.
Okay. 2 more for Teslin. Jolene said she will undoubtedly want to go with us, though she currently has nothing to say on the matter, and will need about 4 pack animals worth to carry our things. They'll have to trade their burdens too, so 4 more for that. 20.
And I have 24.
There we go.
All right, we did it.
So it was the warders that needed to be added in.
That's really funny. I like that.
Interesting.
Okay. Glad we caught that one.
Gotta call Maria.
Yeah. What the heck is happening here? Well, I mean, they caught it,
well,
right?
They figured it out, yeah.
Just not in time.
Not in time. I wonder at what point, though, right? That's always interesting.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about, just because we got caught up with the whole 20 versus 24 horses thing?
Yeah.
So Matt actually has some thoughts about the Tower of Genji plan.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It's like kind of wedged in there really kind of subtly.
It really is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's like, we have a 20-day timeline, because Matt's plan is to go to Camelin first, meet up with the rest of his crew, Estienne and Dared, right, and resupply, and then he's going to head to the Tower of Genji with Tom to do the whole Moraine rescue thing.
After that,
yeah,
he could make good on his promise to Tom.
Yeah, so he thinks we're a couple weeks out from that plan.
I know.
It's not that far away.
It feels not that far away, but we all know how plans go.
Right. And also, are we going to see every single one of these 20 days?
Oh,
it's 20 days that came. Are we going to see all?
Yeah. Well, at this point, I'm like, it's weeks away. That's 2 full books.
That's the end of the series, man.
That's literally the end of the series.
It's 2 weeks from now. It's 2 weeks from now.
It's not even going to be the next 2 books. At this point, I'm so disappointed. because he's got to get to Camelin, and then he's probably going to get caught up with Elaine stuff by accident. Maybe he's caught up in Rand stuff by accident.
No.
And then it's like, no, we gotta go.
Let's just go. Can we just go?
Just go.
Yeah.
Why do we have to go to Camelin first? So annoying.
Right. Okay, so, yeah, the whole conversation gets sidelined here because Matt's like, 24 horses? No heckin' way.
Which
you
is
can take
so
your
funny.
24 horses and shove
it
them
up
up
your
butt.
Well,
yeah.
He's like, and how are you going to feed them? How are you going to do any of that? Right?
Well, and she's like, oh, well, you're going to have to give me animal feed and also money.
And he's like, I'm giving you jack squat.
Yeah, you can have like 2 horses. That's it. Get the hell out of here.
You can have enough horses. And then she's like, but I'm barely even going to get to Camelin ahead of you then.
Yeah, and he's like, so funny.
And Matt says, imagine that.
Yeah, it's dripping with sarcasm.
Yeah, it's like, it's so funny. And then everyone's like, whoa, Matt.
Yeah.
Why are you talking to the Aes Sedai like this? I thought you were ready to be rid of them.
Right.
Like, it really feels like not actually that big of a deal.
Yeah.
To just give them the things they want so that they're out of our hair.
Well, that kind of leads into the next conversation because that's what Talmanis says to him. He's like, hey, man, you're acting weird. Like, 24 horses is a bargain to get rid of these Aes Sedai. Like, just give them the 24 horses. Let's be done with it. Because they have, like, 7,000 troops. Like, what's 25, 24, 20, 30? Like,
well,
who cares? Who cares?
Because Matt says to Jolene, are you taking my kind offer or not?
Yeah.
And then Jolene just sniffed and then trotted on her horse back down the ranks.
Yeah.
Now that I have the book in front of me, I just want to read the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's good. It's a good scene. Like, it's a fun chapter in that sense, too.
Yeah.
So, but that's good. But anyways, now Vannon comes back, too. Because, hey, we got the towns up ahead. Hooray.
Oh, and also...
Yeah.
He's not going to be rid of the Aes Sedai because he's just sick of them walking all over everybody.
Yeah.
And demanding everything from anybody.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, they can't just get whatever they want from anybody, especially me.
Yeah.
So this is a power struggle, and Matt intends to win.
Yes. Yeah. And that's how Talmanis thinks, like, oh, you're really, pent up about this whole 2-1 thing because you're acting out. Like, you're acting.
And he's like, shut up. Let's go drinking and gambling.
We're going to go. So we have a plan, though, because we're not bringing the entire band, like all 7,000 troops, into the town. That wouldn't be very nice for the town. We're going to bring a select few people. I'm sure the Aes Sedai will do whatever they're going to do anyways.
Uh-huh.
But they're going to go in and they're going to get supplies because it's kind of like an interesting thing that Matt says. He's like, if my luck's with me, then we're going to get all of our supplies for free. It's just like he's probably going to gamble.
Oh, because he's going to gamble and win his money. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's kind of where we end here because we're camping here.
Yeah.
We're going to go into the town.
Well, and he does have a good point where he's like, most people in our band here, most of the army can't go into this town to gamble and drink.
Right.
Definitely no. We have like 7,000 soldiers, and they're gonna overrun this little town.
But he's gonna get some alcohol and like send it back in a wagon.
In a wagon, so that they can have a party in the camp.
Exactly.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
And that's good. But he's like, I get to go into town though.
Yes.
They don't get to. I get to.
He has to prove that he's not boring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not husbandly.
Right.
A husband wouldn't do those things.
Yes. No, they absolutely not.
Never.
And last thing we gotta mention before we get to this town is that there is a little bit of a hint that maybe towns aren't going to be willing to sell them stuff just because there's like the food supply shortage.
Well, everything's going bad.
Yeah. And we've already kind of seen that where it's like, even with Perrin and the crew, it's like, there's not that much to buy.
Oh, yeah.
So we get a whole long explanation from Matt on like, oh, you gotta buy even a bucket of apples from a farm. You gotta buy it all because, it's all gonna add up.
Gotta do it.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, now we can end the perspective.
Whole chapter.
The chapter. Yeah, that was the whole chapter.
Chapter.
Right, the whole chapter was great.
The best part was finding that inconsistency.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
I love that. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
I love it. I love those book corrections. That's so fun, really. That's why I like when we read 2 different versions.
It is good, yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things like I would never really pay that much attention. Like I wouldn't
at all.
I wouldn't even do that. Like
even
think of
you
it.
saying the exact amount of horses, but I had remembered 20.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many other little things?
Probably.
Yeah,
probably a few.
Probably a few
Okay.
that we just never figured out. But
yeah.
Anyway, okay. Quick break.
Yeah.
And then we'll come on back for the next chapter.
All right.
Okay, so we are back, and we are going to jump into chapter 21, called Embers and Ash.
Yeah.
And the chapter symbol is a wolf.
Yeah, here we go.
For Perrin.
It's an old Saldean proverb, apparently.
Right.
That's how the chapter ends.
Is it? Okay.
It's a proverb, yeah.
I believe
it's like
you.
That's where the Embers and Ash
I
comes
remember very specifically that Matt's like 20 horses, but I don't remember why this chapter is called this.
Yeah. Something.
Welcome
it's
to
in
my
the
brain.
past, and it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. If anything, Perrin should Tyler should be here, not Perrin. His name's not Perrin.
You know what? I think he'd be okay with it. Just start calling him that. Fulfill a dream there.
Oh my gosh. Tyler would have loved to have been here to hear me rag on Matt.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
would have loved that.
That's true.
He would have loved that. This is worse, though.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into the
it.
scenes here. Yeah.
Okay, so we start in a Perrin perspective. Perrin opens his eyes and he's like, I don't know where I am. What's going on? And then he's like, oh, right. It's the wolf dream and I meant to come here.
Right. Well, it's weird, though, because he's like literally in the air, but also the storm is gathering.
There are big, dark, ominous clouds in the sky.
Which is weird because it's also the world of dreams, and usually the sky can be different things all the time.
Sure.
But it's staying as a dark, ominous cloud of lightning and storms and evil, I would assume.
Now, you said the storm is gathering, but I would argue that this is more of a tempest.
A tempest is gathering?
Yeah.
No, that's fair. That works too.
Yeah.
I like that use of the word. It's good.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, yeah.
Then Hopper shows up.
Wolf shoots past him. It's like, whoa.
Hey, Hopper.
It's Hopper.
How's it going?
Yeah. Apparently, no hard feelings.
Like, come on.
No hard feelings from the whole I tried to kill Hopper last time I saw.
Which I literally don't even remember. I don't remember that happening.
No, neither does Hopper.
Okay, good. But it's almost exactly the same. So he's like, "Hey, come, let's go."
Yeah, get out of the sky.
Yeah.
And Perrin's like, I don't know how. I've never done this before.
Just think about it. Come on.
Yeah. And Hopper's
Let's go.
like, Perrin, you never think about doing anything. You're always just doing stuff. So just do it. And then anyways, he gets down. So that's good.
Yeah. And then there is more mention about the sky.
Yeah. There's an important tidbit here. We do have to talk about this.
Okay.
Yeah. So Hopper looks up at the sky and he's like, whoa, the last hunt comes. We'll run together then, unless we sleep instead, because if Shadow Killer falls to the storm, we'll all sleep forever.
Ooh.
If he lives, we can hunt, and if not, then we're sleeping.
Then we're dead.
Yeah, and then Perrin's like, I don't understand any of that.
Yeah.
What do you mean by we're gonna sleep forever? It's like, I don't know,
Come
Perrin.
on, bud.
What do you?
And he's been hanging out with Gull and
Come on, man.
Even that,
you get it.
I know.
You get it. It's the last battle. If Rand
Shadow
fails,
Killer.
we're all dead forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
I mean, it's a lot of pressure on Rand, but geez.
Well, I feel like Rand knows that there's pressure on him.
I mean, yeah,
at this point.
That's why he's cracking.
a little.
And he's like, why isn't anyone listening to me all the time?
But you know what? You know what forms from pressure? Diamonds.
Oh, I was going to say anxiety.
Oh. No, it's the diamonds.
Depression.
And bigger lobsters.
Right. Okay, that's true. Something.
Bigger lobsters. You got to get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then you got to change.
Yeah.
And then you get bigger and stronger.
And then I'm going to eat you.
You get bigger and
okay.
better.
All right.
No, and then if you get too big, then you can't be taken out of the ocean.
Oh, right, because then they're like, don't eat
protected.
those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or the lobsters with the million babies on them. They're like,
oh, I know.
Oh, yeah.
I got onto a weird side of TikTok for a while.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot.
Lobster catching TikTok.
Yeah, which is actually really interesting.
So
yeah.
Cool. I know.
And they're like, gonna throw you back because I'm gonna eat all your babies one day.
Yes.
Anyways.
Yeah, you're a breeder, so
yeah.
We're not gonna keep you.
I swear there's actually something in this chapter we should be talking about. So let's.
Lobsters?
No, they're never even mentioned once.
I'd like to get a little lobster tattoo, I think.
Okay.
A little fine line little lobster.
Okay.
Just
you know what? You do whatever you want to do.
Because of the whole lobsters need to be uncomfortable in order to change and grow.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But Rand, he's just crazy. It's different.
No time. Okay. So anyways, we're going to run together.
Right. Except Perrin's like, I'm just going to run on my two legs like an idiot.
And Hopper's like, you're an idiot.
Quit it, idiot.
Quit being weird about this.
He's being so weird.
And of course, Perrin.
He's so weird.
Yeah.
And didn't he come here for a reason?
Yeah. to have this conversation with Hopper that's going
About
so
what?
terrible.
What does he want to actually know? Like, why did I don't even remember.
He wants to learn how to control the wolf dream. And he wants to learn how to, like, not become the wolf fully. At the end, he kind of summarizes, there's, like, 3 major issues that Perrin has.
Okay.
One is the whole wolf thing. He's still fighting.
Because I feel the whole time Hopper's like, come on, come be a wolf.
Yeah, and Perrin's like, no.
No. But then Hopper's like, you're here too strongly again.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
But then Perrin's like, no, I'm trying to learn things.
And well, okay, so Perrin, he summarizes it quite nicely at the end of the chapter. So like at the end, I'll do that for you.
Mm-hmm.
But here, this is when Perrin's like, hey, I don't want to lose control because I'm afraid of myself when I lose control, like in the battle and fighting and the wolf thing. It can be, you know, I don't want to do that anymore. And Hopper's like, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I don't understand.
He doesn't really have that context of like what's going on. And Perrin thinks that too. Like Hopper doesn't understand because he's a wolf.
Well, Hopper doesn't know what it's like to be a human.
But also, maybe Hopper just thinks that Perrin is overthinking it. Like, is there an aspect of you that thinks like Perrin is way overthinking this whole like don't become the wolf thing?
At all times, Perrin is 1,000% overthinking.
Yeah, and it's like maybe Perrin, you should just like become the wolf when you need to, and then not like permanently run off into the woods and become a wolf like Gnome or the guy who's completely afraid of becoming.
Yes,
it's like you don't have to go all the way, and you don't have to be like Elias. You can just be whatever you want to be, man. With the wolves,
yeah,
they're cool with it, and it's not like, anyways. So Hopper's like, hey man, just like come and run. Like don't worry about that stuff. Just like, you know. And then Perrin's like, no.
And then Hopper's like, you're being a stubborn, difficult cub.
Yeah, stop
and that's like rude.
Don't.
And then, oh god, Perrin, tear too strongly again. It's dangerous.
He's like, come back when you're willing to learn. Because Perrin says like, oh, well, if you're not going to teach me how to control the wolf dream, then I'm going to go find someone else who's going to teach me how to control the wolf dream. And Hopper's like, man, it's always with control with you guys. Because, I mean, I understand where the wolf, like the wolves don't control the wolf dream. They're in it.
There.
You're just in it. You are, like, be there.
I know.
Yeah.
But if you would talk to Egwene, it's like, no, this place can fully be controlled.
Yeah, but then there's going to be the argument is like, who is better in Tel'aran'rhiod? Is it Wise Ones? Is it Egwene? Is it the Forsaken? Or is it like the ones who are just there?
Wolves,
like, are the wolves the best? Like, they just live there, man. Like, who's the best in the
Forsaken?
They think they are. They for sure are not.
I would say they know the most.
I would argue that they don't. I would put wolves ahead of them.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Well, because Hopper can't even answer these super simple questions.
Because he's like, you don't even know. Like, you're asking the wrong
Exactly.
questions.
Well, he's not a very good teacher either.
Yeah, he's a dumb
shoves
wolf.
him out.
It's like, get out of here. Get out of here. And sometimes you have to just push your students, you know, and say, get the hell out of here,
Well,
idiot.
it's kind of like the whole, like, bird shoving their bird out of the nest.
Right.
Their
Which I don't know how true that is, because, like, don't the birds just, like, die then?
I don't know.
Anyways, okay.
I just say things.
Perrin gets shoved out of the dream.
And that's it.
Because he's being a dick about
That's the end of that perspective.
There we go. We did it. Okay.
Which is fine. And then this feels more traditional.
Yeah.
Here we are with Fael.
Follow with Fael.
Yeah, because last time I was like, yo.
Yeah.
This is different.
Yeah.
What's up with this?
I'm uncomfortable with change.
Yeah. I am. Okay, so it's Fael, and she's laying there in the bed and is like, God, Perrin, can't you just fall asleep already?
Of all nights.
Yeah, because
thought I tired you out with all the sex.
Oh, God.
I had to say it.
She does
think it. Yeah.
But things are also super weird between them.
I mean, medium.
Which we already know.
Yeah. Only because Perrin's being weird about it.
And Fael's also being weird.
Fael's not being weird about it.
Yes, she is.
No way.
Yes, she is.
No way.
Yes, she is.
Okay, you go. You go first, then I'll go.
Okay, fine.
Why is she being weird?
Well, she's also being weird. She also went through a major life event and a major life change.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
And she's also not communicating effectively.
Yeah.
With Perrin.
Yeah.
And that's not good either.
Okay, I retract my statement. You're right. Yeah, they're both being weird.
They're both bad at this.
I think Perrin's being more weird.
Perrin is being bad, but also Fael sucks.
Yeah. They both should share more about their things they've gone through.
Well, yeah. Kinda. I don't know.
or the last
Couples
battles,
therapy.
they could just bury it until they might be dead in a couple weeks.
Well,
like, just like, it doesn't matter. Do we really need to...
No, in a couple weeks we're going to Tower of Genjai.
Oh, right.
We can't have the last battle yet.
couple weeks. Like, how far away can it really be?
At this point, like, not that far.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Forsaken to kill. I don't even know what's going on. Is that even the plan anymore? It always felt like it was the plan, and now it's not even the plan.
Was it ever the plan? I don't think it was ever the plan.
No, I'm pretty sure that was the only plan for a while.
I think the plan should be we should try and convert the Forsaken back to the light side. And
you know
then
what? Has anyone ever tried that?
Switcherooski.
Have we tried that, though?
We almost got Asmodean that one time, right?
Yeah, I don't think that we tried that, though.
Yeah.
That wasn't even the point.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Anyways.
So, Fail can feel Perrin stirring in his sleep because he's all like, I'm in the wolf dream.
Yeah. Hopper's shoving him out.
And then we find out that it's been a week since Malden now.
Yeah.
So, like, why aren't you over your trauma yet?
Yeah, seriously, it's been a week.
Been a week.
And a week is actually like a week and a half.
It's been 10
in our time. 10 days.
Get over it already.
Seriously.
Just
man.
kidding. That's actually not how trauma works, turns out.
It's not? Okay.
No. But now things have gone pretty smooth over the last few days, though the Ashermen are still too tired to make any gateways for anybody.
Yeah.
And now, okay, here's Fail's brilliant master plan for how to communicate effectively with Perrin.
Yeah.
She's like, I've planned out my argument to get more to the root of our cause of our problems.
But like that's not yet. That's not for now. We're gonna do that in a little while.
In a little while, but I've planned it out. But anyway, at this point, Perrin opens his eyes and isn't sleeping like he should be.
Yeah.
And then he pulls her in for a cuddle and is like, I didn't sleep with Barrelane, no matter what the rumors say. And she's like, I know.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Relax.
So she has heard all the rumors. Everybody likes to talk about it, apparently, but not talk about it, but talk about it. Mm-hmm. But Perrin doesn't seem to believe that Fail believes him when he says he didn't sleep with her. And he didn't. So
and then
that's
she's
good.
like, listen, it took me almost a year to seduce you, and it only worked because Barrelane was involved.
Yeah.
And Barrelane doesn't have the skill to handle you.
Yeah.
So,
it didn't happen.
I know you. I know it. Just relax.
Yeah. But also, there's an asterisk to this.
Because she is jealous.
Well, and she needs to be. She is and needs to be. It's an important feeling to feel.
Yeah.
I actually I'm going to side with Fail. I know Fail gets right down a lot for things, but I kind of understand where she's coming from here.
Yeah.
Where she says, I need to be jealous because you need to know that you're important to me and it shows how much I care about you that I am jealous. Like, if I didn't care about you, then I'm not, yeah.
No, but then there is an aspect of trust.
Sure.
That does come into play that makes the jealousy subside.
Yeah, I get that. And she's not, irrationally jealous. She's not behaving all crazy and stuff.
Yeah.
She hasn't blamed him for anything.
No.
She was for Fail, she seems to be taking everything quite in stride. From what we saw of Fail,
yeah, it's
books
Perrin
ago,
who's actually not doing
Perrin is not
as
doing
good
well.
A job.
Yeah.
So Perrin ends up closing his eyes again, and she thinks about how she was a captive for about 2 months.
Yeah.
But it felt like years, always on guard, always being punished by Savannah. But it also made her feel more like a noblewoman because she actually had people flocking to her that she felt she had to protect.
Yeah.
There were people there who depended on her.
Yeah.
And we really did see her leadership abilities, her skill level.
Yeah.
Rise. She leveled up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I mean, we've seen this before with her. She's always been really good at forming those relationships. She's really important as a wife to Perrin because Perrin is so bad at all of those things.
He's very docile.
Yeah.
When she's very motivated.
Exactly. Yeah. And she's really good at bringing even in the Two Rivers. That was all Fail was about. She brings everyone together and she does.
But he's I don't want any of this to be happening.
Yeah. So that's a good impression. But he also really
also with his big arms
crossed underneath his man breasts. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I really do appreciate her viewpoints. No, I really do, actually. I appreciate her viewpoints that she's hey, being a noblewoman means I go first and I get beaten so other people don't, and I sacrifice things and risk death so that other people don't have to. That's a really noble thing to think.
Yeah.
But I would bet that most nobles don't feel the same way as you.
1,000% no.
No freaking way.
1,000%.
No way is this what most nobles think.
No,
Are you kidding me?
Of course not.
Like, bring some Terran nobles in here, and they're like, yes, commoners and peasants are my playthings. They're objects to me.
Yeah.
Like, they're the worst.
Exactly.
So,
but then Perrin finally says, and I don't care what happened to you.
yeah.
And then she sighs because
What?
he's actually not asleep yet. She's like, what are you talking about?
It's so funny because she just wants to leave.
Yeah.
She's been waiting.
Yeah.
She just wants to go.
She's got secret plans.
Yeah.
Secret funeral.
And he's ruining them right now.
Really.
Yeah.
And he's like, the Shido, the man you're with, whatever he did, whatever you did to survive, it's all right.
It's good. Yeah. I also appreciate, I get where both sides are coming from.
Yeah.
Like, that might be a thing that weighs on him because he thinks that it might be weighing on her too.
Right.
And it could, in like some other universe, like definitely could have been a thing where that's something they have to move past together.
Yeah. And she plays this off and is like, no, they're Aiel. They wouldn't have touched us. You know about Geyshine. They wouldn't have touched us not willingly kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's like, that's technically not true because like all the Shido broke their oaths.
They all
so it's
did.
like,
Yeah.
but we don't have to talk about that.
No, and she thinks that Roland had always been an Aiel in action, if not actually in his words.
Yeah, well, because he asked for a lot of stuff, right? Like he was always asking.
Didn't demand
he
it.
didn't demand it. Right, and
But she also thought that maybe she was gonna hook up with him.
She did.
If it meant establishing that connection with him.
Yeah.
Even if she consented.
Like, that's where the whole train of thought ended with her before it ever came to it. She had decided in her own brain, like, I will do what I have to do. So I know there's a whole lot of Roland controversy that I was previously unaware of. But, I mean, she clearly feels some kind of way about him, enough to be also doing this secret funeral thing. Yes. Like, there is a lot of feelings involved in this relationship.
Well, and I mean, like, the secret funeral isn't, and we'll get to it, but it's not just for her and Roland.
It's not.
It's for all of them who all experience this thing together.
Yeah.
So...
But I feel like she has feelings however you want to define that. Like, it's not nothing. It's not nothing.
Yeah.
But anyways, you know who doesn't have to know anything about this?
Perrin.
Perrin doesn't need to know anything about the Roland thing.
And especially the Massima thing
also
too
that
comes up at this point somehow.
Yeah.
In a very underhanded way, and it's like,
Well, because Perrin's like, plans for tomorrow, something, gateways, whatever. Hey, how about that Massima guy?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Weird. He's probably dead.
And I love how she's like, a bunch of his stuff was gone from his tent, so he probably left. And Perrin's like, he doesn't care about the things.
He doesn't have stuff.
But he had some dirty clothes. Like, what are the things that are missing? I don't know. But anyways, gonna sweep that under the rug and just hopefully he never talks about it again.
Yeah, except Perrin does say, well, I wonder what Rand will say. This was the whole point of the trip. And it's like, oh, you remember that?
Yeah.
You actually remember?
Because you also know who doesn't.
You know who doesn't remember?
It's Rand. Rand has no idea.
Rand doesn't give a shit. He has no clue.
He's going to be like, where have you been, man?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean, where have I been?
Well, and Fael has a good point, because she's like, Rand wanted the end to the Dragonsworn stuff. He wanted an end to the Prophet stuff. He wanted an end to the needless murdering and killing.
And like, you did that.
In his name.
Yeah.
And that happened. He also wanted an end to all the Shido stuff.
He did that too.
Which he did.
Yeah.
So, although it wasn't distinctly the mission to bring Massima back.
Yeah.
You still accomplished the task, bud.
Yeah, because, like, you know what meeting Rand isn't waiting for is a meeting with Massima.
You.
Like, no, it's...
Also Perrin.
Also Perrin.
He's not waiting for anything. He doesn't even think about it. In fact, he can see you.
He can, and Perrin can see him.
Right.
Anyways, so now he's tired enough to go to sleep, because we solved all of our marital problems.
Well, at least we shared some things.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this is on the right path.
It was better than nothing.
Sharing some information of things we're thinking in our head.
They got some words out, and that's good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Words are hard sometimes.
Yeah.
But speaking of swirly colors, seeing Perrin, we get a super interesting Perrin falling asleep, thinking of Rand, and going, stupid swirling colors.
Yeah.
Hey, Rand, what are you doing?
What happened to your hand?
Where's your hand? You gotta take care of yourself, man.
Yeah. Last hunt's coming. Yeah. And then File's like, why is he talking about hunting?
Yeah.
No. Can we
It's
please?
It's the most interesting part of this for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, don't skip over that.
Yeah, okay. It's like, can we please get on the same page?
Yeah.
Is it the last hunt or the last battle? Just like call it one thing so everyone knows what you're talking about.
No one knows.
No one knows.
But now, Perrin does seem to drift off to sleep, and then this is where Fael takes her opportunity to sneak the F out of here.
Yeah, finally. She's been waiting, and now she has no time to get dressed up in fancy clothes.
At all.
No.
So she meets up with some maidens and Lucille and Aurelia.
Arella.
Arella.
Yep. Arella, yep.
And then they meet up with Bane and Chiad briefly, who are still Geishain.
Yes, because basically...
they're Aiel.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're still going to do their whole year and a day thing. And this is actually really important. So they're still going to do their Geishain thing until their term is done. But the way the transfer of ownership of Geishain, if that's what you want to call it, works is that if you like kill or take Geishain, the person who has the Geishain, then you inherit their Geishain. Yeah. So, big news. Gaul was running around trying to find Chiad.
Yep.
And he found them.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them. So he did
he
it.
defeated 12 Shido.
Good for him.
And it was the ones who were keeping Bane and Chiad.
Yeah.
So now he has both of them.
Yeah, he's not happy about that because he's not happy about the Bane part.
Not the Bane part.
Just wants the Chiad part, but it's like, they're a combo.
They are definitely a duo.
Yeah.
And
they think it's hilarious.
Chiad will have to make a bridal wreath for him after all.
Yeah. I do like it because, like, they think it's hilarious, this situation. But it's like, how much more? We have almost a year of your year and a day.
Yeah.
You have so much time left.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're just like, guys, shine. I just don't like
Gaul.
to Gaul.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like
but they're not even supposed to be doing things like this, and they only have to, like, basically serve the wine and water and keep their heads bowed. And
but they're gonna, like, they're gonna, like, oh, we gotta give him a back rub or something.
Yeah.
He's gonna hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to keep them as Geishain, but it's like they kind of like feel they have to because of their own honor.
Well, and his whole thing is like he wanted to hopefully do that because obviously there's like the relationship aspect. Like clearly there's like a little bit of a looks like a love connection to me. I don't know.
Yeah. But for sure. And
Fael doesn't understand any of this.
From Roland about how if the Geishain is like cool with it, like there can be and what happens when you're a Geishain stays.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're a Geishain kind of thing.
Yeah, so like they can be in a relation. Like that's not. Yeah. There's wiggle room here.
I see.
Anyways, Fael is like confused by all of it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay, so Fael, Bane, and Chiad have a bit more banter before it's time to go off.
Yeah.
And then Fael, Aurelia, and Lucille go and meet up with Alejandra.
Yeah, so it's basically the four that were in the murder basement, and so, like, they're minus Morgaze.
Oh, yeah, where's Morgaze?
Yeah, she's not here, but she also didn't have, like, a connection with any of the Aiel.
Right.
To have a secret funeral.
Okay.
Like, that wasn't part of the story for Morgaze, but it was for these women
for
here.
Them, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that whole what's happening with Morgaze is still on the top of my list of things to want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
And we don't get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the where is she? What's happening?
All of that.
What about her in Talonvor? Where's that? Right?
Is she going back to Camelin? She's just still pretending to be somebody that she's not.
Exactly.
Is she gonna find out about Elaine?
Hopefully.
Taking the throne?
Who knows?
I don't know. Lots of things, man.
Not you. You don't know.
I don't know. Exactly. Not me.
I know. You don't know. Do you know?
I don't know. I don't know.
No, you don't know.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, so let's get to this secret funeral here.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So Fael's got a bundle of things, and she unwraps them, because they're like, hey, you got the stuff? And she's like, yep, got the stuff. So we got a yellow handkerchief, a leather belt, a veil, and a thin leather band with a stone. So Alejandra's like, hey, the belt belongs to Kinhoon. And then Arella's like, hey, that veil belongs to the maiden. And Fael never actually met the maiden who she was like in a relationship with.
Arella's protector.
Yeah. So Arella has the veil of the maiden who is protecting her.
And like then, they were in a relationship.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then Lucille picked up the handkerchief that was Jordan's. And then finally the leather cord with the aquamarine, I think it was, is Roland's. Yeah. So then we get like a nice little speech.
Yeah. Fael's like, 4 people are dead. They protected us. They cared for us. And even though they were the enemy, we mourned for them. They were Aiel. And for an Aiel, there are far worse things than death in combat.
Yeah.
And it just sort of goes on. They have a very nice little ceremony.
Little
together.
moment, and then Fael does have some, like, opportunity to think about how it went down, because, I mean, there is the big thing, too, with she thinks, oh, did I intentionally distract Roland to give Perrin the opportunity to kill him, or to at least, like, take swings on him? And then all the other women also, like, stabbed the people they were in relationships with, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, they all kind of knew how it was going to go, and Fael thinks, my dad used to tell me about situations like this, like Bashir would say, hey, you know, sometimes you have to kill people you like just because you meet them on the wrong side of the field, and she never really understood it. But when she replays it in her mind, she wouldn't change anything because she can't risk losing Perrin.
No.
Hoping that she's going to be able to talk Perrin and Roland down from fighting each other in this crazy battle situation. Like, no possibility of this going well.
Yep.
So she did what she had to do.
Yep.
And
no,
it sucks.
I get that.
Yep.
All right. So they toss the belongings in the fire as a way to say goodbye. They watch it all burn away.
Yeah.
And this is basically all they can do because they didn't have bodies.
Yeah. And apparently Fael checked with Chiad, and it's like, hey, you know, there's no disrespect for not finding or seeing the bodies.
Yeah.
Like, that's not really part of the Aiel culture. You don't have to, we have to get the body to, you know, that's not how it goes.
I know. And then Fael ends things by saying, these four showed us honor, and we have great toe to them. And it's like, I don't necessarily believe that.
Yeah. Well,
because you don't believe, like, you aren't Aiel.
Yeah.
You don't follow that culture. You don't have toe. Like, that isn't a thing you can have.
Yeah.
Because of who you are and what
But
you
in
believe.
her sense, I kind of understand where she's like, hey, we do kind of owe it to them because they did protect them for a long time.
Say it like that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they showed us honor, we can remember them.
She prefaces it, and she's like, as the Aiel say, we have to. It's like,
and it's like, no, though.
No. Yeah.
You don't. Like, you don't have toe because you're not going to do anything.
Yeah, but this is the fake Aiel club that she's starting, so, like, you gotta
know.
work it in.
That part annoys me.
Work it in, right?
Yeah. I know. And to talk about how the ones who died kept their honor when others abandoned it, like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But no, you guys here, you don't have toe. I just can't get on board with that.
Right. I get that. Yeah. I understand that.
Anyways,
so, old Solid Day and Proverbs time now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're going to finally go back to the camp, and we perspective change.
Yeah.
Back to Perrin, who's laying awake in the tent, and Fael isn't here. And he's like, she clearly had to pee.
She had to pee.
Yeah,
real
maybe
bad.
She went to the privy.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, what's all these? We went like books and books.
Yeah.
With no bathroom, and now we get like a bunch of toilet references.
What do you mean a bunch of?
There's been like 3.
Recently?
Well, in the last, like, 2 books.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
Which is 3 more than ever. So, I mean, yeah.
Okay, so, turns out, there's a privy somewhere.
Yeah, well, it's
just peeing in the woods?
It's a hole in the ground.
Is it just peeing in the woods?
I think you dig latrine. Like, you dig a ditch, like toilet.
To pee in?
And poop.
And poop, probably.
Yeah, probably both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure. Anyway, now he's going to think about his stupid wolf dream experience and how it went terribly.
Yeah.
He's like, what am I going to do?
Okay, so
I don't understand any of this.
This is the summary that I was talking about. So he actually does, he's like, there's 3 major problems. So the problem is the wolf stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I don't want to be a wolf, but maybe I do. I don't know. That's number 1.
I don't know.
Number 2 is he has to learn how to accept his leadership role because he's not doing a good job.
Do that. He's right about that.
And then 3 is just Fael. Fael's like problem number 3.
Yep, I agree.
So, like, you know,
the relationship.
I could be more specific,
Perrin.
but I don't want to be because it's like that's problem number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's a proverb in there somewhere about embers and ash.
It was before. It was in the Fael perspective.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Good.
It was.
That makes more sense.
The past is a field of embers and ash, the remnants of the fire that was the present. I don't know.
I don't understand proverbs. I'm not a proverby person.
No, that's fine.
Okay. That's probably why I don't remember it at all. Okay, but yeah, now Perrin knows he's been avoiding making decisions.
He's gonna have to do that.
And that's gonna have to change. But not now.
No, I gotta think about it.
Before I decide anything, I should get some sleep.
Right.
And honestly, yeah.
I feel that.
You should definitely get some sleep. Deal with this in the morning.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
But don't stay up too long waiting for Fael to come back from the bathroom because she's gonna be a while.
Yeah.
Tummy troubles, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. It was very sweet that they had this kind of secret funeral to help sort of move on and heal the trauma of being in this captive situation, but also forming relationships and bonds of people that died and you basically murdered.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is like a version of therapy that can help these people.
It's a version. It's a version.
Well, it's something,
Yeah.
right? At least they're doing something to acknowledge that they've been through this thing together.
Right.
Instead of just pretending they haven't. Like, which is why I'm like, okay, where's Morgaze? Because this entire time Morgaze was a captive, did she not make any relationships with anybody?
No.
But, like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
Morgaze should have been a part of this.
Probably.
Why wasn't she? It's annoying to me.
Yeah. I got nothing.
She was there.
Yeah, she was there.
Like, she should have been. She should have been part of this.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even think about that before.
Yeah, wasn't though. Okay.
Probably should have been.
Yeah.
Annoying.
So.
Yep.
Next episode.
Okay, tell me.
One chapter.
One, you said,
One chapter. Don't say it like that.
Was it good?
I'm not going to tell you if it's good.
Oh, it sounded like it might be good.
But it's the right amount of pages for what we can do.
Cool.
So,
cool.
Yeah, chapter 22.
Yeah.
Okay. And the chapter title is The Last That Could Be Done.
Huh. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
That means nothing to me. I was like, ooh, you're going to tell me a chapter title?
Yeah, no.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
The last that could be done, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, okay.
And now, before you go ahead and try to understand any women ever, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode. The Wheel Weaves is hosted and edited by Dani and Brett, produced by Dani and Brett with Passion Socks, Cody Feltz, Benjamin, Jamie Young, Megan, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Lance Barden, Adam, Mozyme, Michelle Forbes, MKM, Antoine Benoit, Lawrence Bradley, Colby T, and Gabby Young. With music by Audionautics. Please be sure to check out our Patreon page if you are interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon exclusive merchandise as a thank you. Plus, you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else. And at the time of recording, we have over 45 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. Find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show, like information on how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, how to get in touch with us, you can visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, please be sure to give us that 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference in helping other people find us. And if you write us a really nice review and put your Instagram or Twitter handle in the review on Apple Podcasts, we will be picking people at random to be giving out some merchandise like stickers and bookmarks, and we'll send them out to those people as a huge thank you. Now be sure to tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.